Hello everybody, and welcome to another War of the Spark draft here on the channel. If you are watching this on YouTube, welcome. Before I dive in, I do want to remind you that if you enjoy this video, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. It really does help out the channel, and if this video gets to 50 thumbs up, I will put do a written analysis where I talk about things I could have done differently in the draft and post that to my community tab. If you want to have access to the community tab, be sure to hit that subscribe button. It's a great way to show your support for the channel and join the team, and it was 100% free and sometimes gets you access to bonus content like those written analyses. Finally, if you do have any questions or comments at all, be sure to leave those in the comment section down below. I really love feedback and I really love answering questions, so those are two of my favorite things. Be sure to leave those if you have any. But without further ado, let's jump into the pack. We opened up a bomb rare here. Finale of Eternity is straight up incredible. Not only is it monocolored, but it is almost always, when I say almost always, I mean always is a 3-for-1 here. You cast this for like 6 mana, kill 3 creatures that your opponent controls, and basically just win the game on the spot a lot of the time. Finale of Eternity is incredible and definitely the pick here. But that being said, we will talk about some of the other cards. Saheeli, Sublime Artificer, is a card that I have not actually gotten to play with myself very much, but it has been underwhelming when I have seen it in play. The 1/1 servos just kind of sit around. They don't really contribute a ton, and the only time it did like pretty good work was when the servos were combined with a like spellcaster weird or whatever it is, the 1/4 that could sacrifice itself. That was actually a pretty sweet combo because they can copy it and then sacrifice themselves. But other than that, Saheeli has not really impressed me. But it is a card that I think I will have to do more testing with if I see it in packs that don't have just disgustingly powerful bomb rares. Domri's Ambush is actually quite nice. I haven't actually seen red-green yet like do well. I think red-green is one of the trickier decks to draft because a lot of the cards that would like traditionally be good in red-green just aren't good in this format. The small creatures just get blanked by a lot of the defensive stats in the format, but Domri's Ambush is definitely an incredible card. Red-green, you could get a counter and you get to punch. It's not a fight spell. The creature just boom punches the opponent and just knocks it out. Ugin's Conjurant is pretty decent. It works with Proliferate, and it can just be a big threat. And then Trusted Pegasus is really good. In this pack, I think I would go Finale of Eternity, and then I think I would go Trusted Pegasus, and then Domri's Ambush, and then I think the Ugin, and then the Saheeli maybe. I don't value the Saheeli super highly, which is probably why I haven't gotten to play with it that much. But definitely just snapping up the Finale of Eternity here. Okie-doke. Next up, we have Narset, Parter of Veils as an uncommon. I'm not super impressed with this card. It's an unreliable card draw, to say the least, and definitely the card draw thing can come up sometimes, especially against like the card that proliferates and then draws a card, that type of thing. But overall, not a card I'm super a big fan of. It is kind of just medium. Dreadmalkin, while I have seen it do good work, is a card that is not insane. It works nicely with cards like Grim Initiate. I think there is a red-black sacrifice deck that will want it. Maybe a white-black sacrifice deck, depending, but haven't really had good experiences with it so far, though I did get wrecked by it once. Cruel Celebrant, a card that I don't think is really meant for limited. 2 mana 1/2s just aren't great, and even though it does like ping the opponent a couple of times, sometimes just on its own, it's just not worth a card usually. Rising Populace is okay, but in this pack, the main ones we're looking at are Spark Harvest and Lazotep Reaver. Spark Harvest is incredible. 5 mana, kill anything. Just definitely one of the best black commons, if not the best black common. And then Lazotep Reaver, another one of the best black commons. Just really gums up the board. Definitely taking the Spark Harvest here, though. It's definitely a step up from Lazotep Reaver. I think in this pack I go Spark Harvest and then Lazotep Reaver, and then maybe the Narset or even the Dreadmalkin. I maybe want to try out the Dreadmalkin. Probably not Dreadmalkin. Dreadmalkin's not that good. Probably then I go Narset and then Pollenbright Druid, but definitely just taking the Spark Harvest here. Okie doke, here we can just follow it up with another Spark Harvest. Spark Harvest is definitely the pick in this pack. It keeps me monocolored. There's no reason to branch out, even though there are a couple of decent options in other colors here. Nahiri is one of those cards that I think looks a lot better than it plays out. The fact is you'll generally play this, kill one of their tapped creatures, and then Nahiri just kind of sits there. There aren't a ton of big creatures or high-powered creatures to leverage the first strike with, and Nahiri can sometimes be difficult to leverage because your opponent doesn't always have to attack you to win. They can just kind of start ticking up their Planeswalker, play defensively, and then you don't really get their tapped creature. That being said, Nahiri is still a powerful card, but not powerful enough to make me abandon my 2 black cards that I already have, and I do really want to play these 2 black cards, so the more black cards I take, the higher likelihood that I play the black cards, though I am starting to see a red signal. Tybalt's Rager is a very solid uncommon. 2 mana 1/2 might not look good, but it kind of has 2 power because when it dies it can ping anything, and then the ability to pump itself is really nice. So Tybalt's Rager is quite nice. Definitely going to take the Spark Harvest though, and then I think next I would take this Nahiri and then the Tybalt's Rager, and then maybe the Raging Crunch. But now my removal is pretty much all set up. at this point, I'm pretty much guaranteed to play black, so a card like Gleaming Overseer doesn't have the downside that it would a lot of the time of being a gold card, because I am pretty much locked into black. It is a very solid card. Giving your army tokens menace means that they're very hard to chump block, very hard to deal with, and I think the Gleaming Overseer is quite a solid card overall. I think blue is one of the better colors in the set. And I would be fine taking an Overseer here. That being said, there's also a Prison Realm. Very splashable removal, kills anything. I do already have a couple of unconditional removal spells. I have some expensive removal spells, so starting to get creatures is a priority for me. And I think I'd probably rather be blue than white. So I'm just trying to read the signals at this point. There's not any red cards in this pack, so I thought I might be seeing some red signals, but I'm actually not. I think Gleaming Overseer is just very good. And I already have some removal. Removal does get worse in multiples in this format, but these ones are very flexible. They can kill Planeswalkers. So in this pick, it's definitely between Gleaming Overseer and Prison Realm. Nothing else is even particularly close. Jeez. I think I'm just going to take the Prison Realm. Prison Realm is also very splashable. It's just a very, very strong effect. And even though I do already have some removal spells, I kind of just want to... I feel like, in my mind, in practice, I feel like taking Prison Realm is correct, but I'm just kind of in my head thinking Gleaming Overseer is the pick. I don't know why. Gleaming Overseer is just very, kind of messed me up every time it's been played against me. It's like a 3-mana 2/5, which is just very good stat line, and it makes your guy have men. I'm just gonna take the Gleaming Overseer. I think it's close, but I think the Gleaming Overseer is gonna work out better for me. Giving your zombies menace, your army's menace is just so huge. And here there's a Flux Channeler. Flux Channeler works with the Spark Harvest decently well. I'm not actually a huge fan of Skythe Restricts, though I have gotten wrecked by it a couple times, so I think it's more playable than I have given it credit for in the past, but I still don't really love playing it. I think I'm going to take the Flux Channeler here. It works well with the cards like Gleaming Overseer. I already have a decent number of sorceries. Shriek Diver is another one to consider, but I think that Flux Channeler just has high enough upside that it's worth taking over a Shriek Diver. I can probably get a copy of Shriek Diver later on. Other cards to mention, Storm the Citadel is a card that I have not actually seen played yet. This card has some potential, but I just don't know if you're going to be getting into a ton of board stalls that can be broken open by a Storm the Citadel in this format. It feels like a lot of the board stalls, there's just going to be like 1 or 2 relevant creatures, and everything else kind of too small to even matter, even if you do the Storm the Citadel. And life totals tend to be relatively high. We're just going to take the Flux Channeler here. And now we are really cooking with fire. Vizier of the Scorpions, excellent. Gives those armies Death Touch. Works nicely with the Flux Channeler to further proliferate onto the thing. I really like Vizier of the Scorpion, and it's definitely the pick here. Sorin's Thirst is a card that I've come down on a lot. It just turns out that 2 damage doesn't kill a lot of the cards you need to kill in this format, so Sorin's Thirst is not a huge plus side for me anymore. A huge card that I'm really looking for. I'll play it, but it's not a excellent card. Kasmina's Transmutation. Is there much... Kasmina's Transmutation, also a card that I'm not super high on because it doesn't really kill armies or a lot of the cards that get counters on them and go out of control. It does deal with flyers decently well, and flyers are important, but I'm definitely just taking the Vizier here. Vizier is an incredible card. 3-mana 1/1 Death Touch is kind of close to playable on its own. You'll play a 3-mana 2/2 Death Touch, and this is an extra chump blocker, and it gives your other armies Death Touch if you lose the first one, so it's just very good. Tidebearer Giant is a card that I haven't played with a ton yet, but I think it's playable and actually a decent card, especially if your deck's looking to go late and win late game. So I'll play a couple of those maybe. Kasmina is pretty good because it deals with mythic rares. That's just not the type of logic that you need to be looking for, Big Stuffed Cat, because if my opponent has a God Eternal, sure, Kasmina's Transmutation deals with it, but those are mythic rares. You don't play against them all that often, and against a lot of the more common threats, like an army token, it just doesn't do anything. I definitely do play it. It kills, it does do well against, Bloom Hulks and, the 5/6 Proliferate guy, Kiora's Wave Crasher, whatever it's called. But it's just not a card that I super prioritize. I'm definitely taking a Death Touch with the Vizier of the Scorpion over it. Oh, things are about to get exciting. We're taking a second Flux Channeler. Oh, man. Flux Channeler is one of those cards that if you have a couple copies of it, you can really build around it. Any card that has counters on it now. Oh, I didn't answer Bolochung's question. There's some card draw. Not a ton, Bolochung. Tamiyo's Epiphany is really the big one you're looking for at common. But there is some card draw, especially with the Planeswalkers. Flux Channeler is just great, though. It works really well with the Gleaming Overseer and with the Vizier of the Scorpion, especially because this is going to have... The token's going to have hexproof, so it's going to be even harder to deal with. I'm not a huge fan of Charity Extractor. A 1/5 is just not a great body, and lifelink on that's not even great. Contentious Plan is one of those cards that's going to work really well with my Flux Channeler, but I'm just going to take the Flux Channeler before that because it is an uncommon, hard to get a ton of copies of it. And pretty hyped to see where this goes. Now I will take a Totally Lost. I already have some. I already have 2 sorceries. I mean 3 instant sorceries. They're all sorceries right now. But Totally Lost is a card that can be playable. It's not a card I'm super happy to play, but it's a card you can play. And if my deck ends up a little bit short on like the best playables, I can just totally put a Totally Lost in there. Not be unhappy with that. I still don't really want a Charity Extractor. Okay, I think I'm going to try it this time. I think blue-black control might be the spot where Wall of Runes has a home. I'm thinking if I can pick up the 3-mana Spark Reaper that, like, I think is what it's called maybe. It's a 3-mana 2/3 that you can pay 3 to sacrifice a creature and draw a card. I think Wall of Runes might have a home there in this deck. And if not, it's not a huge deal. I'm passing up on a Lazotep Behemoth, which would be solid, but I already have a ton of 5-drops. I have 2 Spark Harvests and a Totally Lost, so I'm not, like, super down to get more 5-drops. I guess I could just pick up a Wall of Runes later, but I think I'll just take the Wall of Runes and potentially play it. And now I will take Crush Descent. It's not great, but sometimes you just have to play it, and it works well with my Amass guys and with my Flux Channelers. Works decently. Now we will just take... I think we're more likely to splash red than white, so we will take the Blind Blast. And now we're never playing Banehound, so we're just going to take Rally the Wings, taking the uncommons to pad the collection. Another Totally Lost. So this deck is looking pretty solid, I'd say. I think white was relatively open. Oh, hello, Bolas' Citadel. This card is excellent. Pretty happy to get this one. Just a very good card. Even if you don't use it to cast spells, like if you're a low life total, it still lets you play lands off the top, which draws you a card every couple turns. And you usually are at a high enough life total to use this properly. This makes Wall of Runes a decent amount better because you do just want to prioritize life total at all costs. Toll of the Invasion is actually a card that I'm pretty high on, especially relative to where I was when I started. This card is just a rock solid playable. It makes it an army token if you don't have one, and it can just pick apart your opponent's hand. It gives you a lot of tools to strategize with because you know what they have, and it can take their just bomb rares that you can't deal with otherwise. But definitely taking the Bolas' Citadel here, and after that I would take the Toll of the Invasion, and then I would probably take the Sky Theater Strix just to get a 2-drop because I don't have any 2-drops over an Iron Bully or something of that nature. But definitely taking the Citadel here. And now one of the best blue commons. This is the card. It is called Spark Reaper. This is the type of card that I was looking for earlier that works with Wall of Runes. Because if you have a ability to sacrifice Wall of Runes in the later stages of the game, the fact that it's more irrelevant doesn't matter as much. Also, Vampire Opportunist is a relatively solid 2-drop, but Aven Eternal is one of the best blue commons. Probably, it's just the best blue common. I think it's like this and then Tammy's Epiphany maybe. But Aven Eternal, 3-mana 2/2 that also amasses 1. It's just very, very, very good. I've seen a couple of Jayas here, which is sad to pass up on, but we're just going to stick to our main 2 colors, especially when you have a triple black card. You don't really want to be splashing. Finale of Promise. This is a cool effect, but definitely not one we're going to be taking over the Aven Eternal. And now we can take either a Vampire Opportunist. We can take a Conjuring of Ugin's Conjuring. I think the Ugin's Conjuring is the pick here. It's a late game win con, and it's also an early game play. Just better than the Vampire Opportunist. Teferi's Time Twist is just a little bit too cute for this type of deck right now. It does work like kind of nicely with Gleaming Overseer and Vizier the Scorpion. But and Aven Eternal, like any card that has an enter the battlefield effect. But overall, I just want a flexible card like Ugin's Conjuring. It can win me the game. It can just be a blocker early. Saheeli Silverwing has been very impressive to me in this format just because, like, if your deck needs a playable, this is just a solid playable, and it's colorless, so most decks can play it. And flying is good, but Ugin's Conjuring definitely the pick here. Okay, there's a Vraska's Finish. This card has been a house in games that I've played. Like, it just kills stuff. They can't block. They can't not block because they have to protect their Planeswalker, and then you just kill their guy, or they take the damage on their Planeswalker and you kill that. I definitely like Vraska's Finisher, even though my deck doesn't have a super like aggressive lean towards it. I still do need to be able to pressure Planeswalkers and things like that, and Vraska's Finisher is good at doing that. Definitely the pick here. The only other blue or black card is Wall of Runes. I already have one. I don't even know if I want to play that first one. And Interplanar Beacon, you can sometimes play it as like sketchy fixing, but it's not the greatest. So definitely just taking the Vraska's Finisher here. Okay, so we did get a Toll of the Invasion. Perfect. I take it over Stealth Mission 100%. This deck doesn't have a ton of creatures. If you look, I have kind of one. This isn't really even one because it like doesn't have attacking, so it can't be used with Stealth Mission anyway. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 creatures, so definitely not a Stealth Mission deck, but Toll of the Invasion is good. And here, choosing between 2-drops. There's a Wanderer Strike, which is very good, but I'm not white, and I'm not looking to splash. As I said, when you have Bolas' Citadel, splashing becomes so much worse. I'm going to cut the Crush Descent. I don't really want to play that one. Vampire Opportunist is a card that's grown on me. There are some 1-powered creatures that kind of punish this, but it's definitely a step up from Dusk Mantle Operative. The life gain can be relevant, and also just it gives you something to do with your mana in the late game and in board stall. So I'm a little bit higher on Vampire Opportunist than I was when the format first came out. And a little bit lower on Dusk Mantle Operative. It's usually just going to trade with their 2-drop, which is fine, but not as good as the Opportunist, which can actually be a legitimate threat, especially if your deck gets like ahead early, and you do need 2-drops. Now we will take a Sorin's Thirst. Sorin's Thirst does get better when you have a couple of Flux Channelers and some Amass to go with those Flux Channelers, because you do want to have instants and sorceries. This is a cheap one that can like trade with your opponent's creature, their early play, and leave you up on life. Life is also important when you have a Bolas' Citadel. So I think Sorin's Thirst is definitely the pick here over the Ashiok's Skulker. Ashiok's Skulker is a card that I just haven't been able to play yet. I think it's alright, but it's usually just worse than your other cards. And yeah, 5 mana 3/5 is just not an impressive stat line, even though it can get evasion, which is nice. I think it's just going to be worse than Sorin's Thirst in most decks here, especially with the synergy I have going. Okay, I guess we'll take another Wall of Runes, maybe side that in. And now it's between Sky Theater, Strix, and Iron Blade. Let's look at how many non-creatures we have to see if this can attack for 2 consistently. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then how many 3-drops do we have? We already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3-drops. We don't really need more 3-drops. But Iron Bully does work really nicely with Flux Channeler. But with all that being said, we're just gonna take the Sky Theater Strix. We probably are gonna need more 2-drops, and even a 2-powered 1-powered flyer, 2 mana 1-powered flyer can still do work sometimes. We will take Teferi's Time Twist here. It can put a counter on something for our Flux Channelers to start going to work, and it's also just a fine card. I guess we'll take. We're not gonna play Naga Eternal. Let's just take the uncommon. Build the collection. That was a weird laugh. I'm sorry. Wow, Charmed Stray, you mock me. Cron Strangler, I've been really disappointed with. I thought that we'd do better. Wow, God Eternal Aronis. We can't play it because it's not our colors. That's actually so sad. God Eternal Aronis is so good. Just a 5 mana 5/5 Death Touch that just makes your guys really big attackers. It's so sad we can't play it. Ugh. We are just gonna end up taking a Lazotep Reaver, I think, over Contentious Plan. Hopefully Contentious Plan wheels or Vampire Opportunist wheels, but God Eternal Aronis. It's definitely not worth messing with my mana base, especially when I have a triple black card. But if this was an earlier pack, we would definitely take that. Tybalt's just pretty good. The Devil's Tokens are kind of annoying because you can't really attack into them with a 2/2. If you have any like 1 toughness creatures lying around, they become really scary. So, but we're just gonna take the Lazotep Reaver here, a premium 2-drop. Fibblethp. Oh my goodness, we could live the Fibblethp dream. Fibblethp. We could use Bolas' Citadel, put Fibblethp into play from our library, draw 2 cards. Oh man, we gotta do it. I mean, there's also not a ton of stuff in the pack, and this is just a good 2-drop. Unfortunately, we can't sacrifice this to Spark Harvest, I don't think. I don't think we can. Maybe we can, I'm not sure. But anyway, Fibblethp is definitely the pick here. There's a Vraska's Finisher, but we already have a lot of 3-drops and not a ton of 2-drops. And Fibblethp is just a very big improvement over the Sky Theater Strix. Just really gets our deck going. And yeah, pretty happy to get it. Dovin would also be fine in this deck, especially with double Flux Channeler to keep it well stocked on counters, but definitely just slam in the Fibblethp. Okay, this is an interesting pick. So I do think Silent Submersible is very mediocre. 2/3s don't often get to attack uncontested in this format. That being said, vehicles are generally just decent. There's also a Dovin. Dovin is a fine card, especially if you're a slower deck, but I have a decent number of proliferators, but I really do like Tamiyo's Epiphany, just as a way to smooth your draws, find what you need. No Escape is a decent option as well, and then Aid the Fallen can do work, but we don't have enough Planeswalkers to make Aid the Fallen do good things. I think I am just going to take the Tamiyo's Epiphany. I don't have a ton of 4-drops, and Tamiyo's Epiphany just really sets you up for the later stages of the game very effectively. And my deck doesn't really have the early pressure to work with a Submersible all that well. And here we can take either another Vizier of the Scorpion, definitely a good option, or we could just take a Lazotep Reaver. How many 2s do we end up with right now? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We probably don't need more 2s. I think we can just afford to take the Vizier or the Scorpion. Giving our armies Death Touch is just very nice. So yeah, we'll take that. Another Spark Harvest. I like the Spark Harvest because when you have a bunch of Amass 1 guys, making the creatures better than like putting a counter on a creature that already exists. So I think being able to sacrifice it is just kind of neat. And so Spark Harvest is going to be good. There's a Vampire Opportunist. I think we'll take it over the Teferi's Time Twist. The question is, would we rather have No Escape? The thing with No Escape is in this deck, I don't have any other instance really. I have like a Sorin's Thirst, I guess, and a Teferi's Time Twist. But I think I'd rather just have a 2-drop. Yeah. You know, I think No Escape is fine, but I think I'd rather just have another 2-drop. Get on the board early. So Contentious Plan. A lot of potential with that one. We don't need another Vampire Opportunist, so we're definitely going to take this. It works nicely with our Flux Channelers, with all of our Amass guys. We can kind of just play one Amass guy and then ride it to victory, I think. Ooh, Spellkeeper Weird. I like this. We have a decent number of removal options, and this is just a good defensive card. I don't like Relentless Advance, and I don't like Banehound, so Spellkeeper Weird it is. And now another Contentious Plan. Things are really shaping up. Kai's Ghost Form, not super good, especially because a lot of the time our biggest creature that we will want to protect is an army token. We're not going to play 3 Contentious Plans. Davriel's Shadow Fugue can be a decent sideboard option. Grim Initiate's a good card, but not one we're going to play. Okay, so this deck really looks good to me. We don't have a single Planeswalker, which is rare. I think this might be the first deck I've had that doesn't have a Planeswalker. We have a ton of 3-drops. We did not get away to sacrifice Wall of Runes, and we got a good ton of 2-drops, so we're not going to play the Wall of Runes here. Definitely want 9 Swamps if we have a triple black card and a decent mix of spells other than that. Like, our deck might technically have more blue in it. No, it has more black in it. Oh, because we have a double black card there, too. We're going to cut a Contentious Plan as well. I think the Teferi's Time Twist is going to do work. Especially because it can start getting counters on things for the Flux Channeler. And then we're going to cut Totally Lost. We just have 3 copies of Bark Harvest instead. Okay. So this deck is very solid, I think. Tons of removal, but no Planeswalkers. So that's going to be an interesting experience for sure. This deck would have been great with Planeswalkers, but the only Planeswalker we saw that was okay was Dovin, really. And this isn't really... It's not necessary in this deck. We didn't need Dovin. But that's going to at least give good titles for the YouTubes. Hopefully we do well. It's always more fun to make a title for a video when you do well. Whew. Jester Man. Okay, this is a solid enough hand. We have Spellkeeper Weird, we can buy it back. We have a way to kill Planeswalkers. And there's our best card. Now all we need, we can now buy that back with our Spellkeeper Weird. Now all we need is islands and lands. So I guess an island is our best draw here. Oh yes. Thank you, deck. We'll play the Vizier of Scorpion. Then we can do a double trade here. Death Touch here, other guy here. Okay. Change of plan. Death Touch here. That worked out. Obviously, we would have preferred it if he didn't have Bloom Hulk, but you know. Let's do the attack. Oops. Maybe he'll fall for it. This is the oldest trick in the book. Yes! Oh, he fell for it! Got him! Oh, that's such a good feeling. Do you say, is that genius or grifter? Let me know in the comment section down below what your opinion of that little move is. The old attack in and then say oops emote. What a classic. That is truly the classic feeling. No blocks. So we're going to contentious plan to look for a land. If we draw an island, we'll play our Spellkeeper weird. Okay, we drew that guy instead. Still fine. We're getting more lands for our Finale of Eternity. Whew, nice. We don't really want to trade our guys off because we're going to kill all of his dudes with Finale of Eternity anyway. Wow, I feel so proud of myself. We gamed him. We played him like a magazine. That's not how the saying goes, but I'm going to stick with it. Now we have a nice little double block onto this guy. No blocks. We'll just kill all of his guys with our Finale of Eternity. Definitely going to play my lands. I have Tamiya's Epiphany and card draws and stuff, and it's also nice to get rid of the to use this so I can use it again in the future. We're going to look for some stuff that we might need, like island. So we don't need that, but we do. I would like an island, I think. And it is a solid enough situation here. Let's get the army rolling here. Actually, let's get the Spellkeeper weird down so we can just buy back our Finale of Eternity. Wow, that's really good for me. So we're going to kill this, and then we're going to hold up Spellkeeper weird to get back our Finale of Eternity. Sure. Okay. So now it's got Death Touch and Hexproof and Menace. All of the abilities. Sure. We have 8 mana, so yeah, we can use this. And this. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Actually, this is better because this way it's just guaranteed to get through. Boom, we got the W. I wish I could like look at what he had again, but he had like a couple proliferate engines that he has for early on in the game. Grudge Descent has some potential here. Totally Lost also does, because he has a couple of cards that just get really big. But we have a lot of expensive cards that can kind of get him. I like my deck. I don't think that can make any change to it. Sky Theater Strix doesn't seem like a good option because his 2-drops are 2-powered creatures. What do you know? Wall of Runes has some potential. Maybe I want one of those over a Flux Channeler, because Flux Channeler might just have to trade off anyway. Let's do that. On the draw, I think I like that change, because it can block a Martyr of the whatever for a while. It helps me block his Menace guy. His Iron Bully. Wow, man, we're going to have to mulligan this. We'll keep this one, though. Oh yes, this Wall of Runes may save the day. Keeping lands on top, of course. Fibblethippa, the Lost. Oh, this is exactly how I pictured it. How I imagined it in my dreams. Okay, so I need to figure out how Fibblethippa works with Spark Harvest. Let's just play the Spellkeeper weird. Set up our walls while we wait to draw lands and stuff. No blocks. We'll kill that with our... Okay, well, contentious plan. I can target Fibblethippa. Well, that's dumb. I guess it's not a target. Might be. I think having the 0-4 around is fine. Probably would have been better to keep Fibblethippa, but such is life. You live and you learn. Opponent's also stuck on lands, which is good for me. Because if we both draw out of it naturally, I'm just going to kill his entire board. Oh, that's a good one. This Wall of Runes is probably going to bite the dust at some point. So the Spark Harvest may rise again. Oh yeah, it's definitely going to bite the dust. He has an Iron Bully he can get back. So I attack with all 3 of these. I feel like we should just kill the Sorin. And we'll sacrifice our 1/1. Because we're just going to be making more of those later, so it's a pretty expendable creature. And Teferi's Time Twist onto the Lazar-type Reaver could be a nice little play. And that is exactly why we did that. Because now the 1/1 death touch doesn't matter. I mean, it doesn't matter how big it is. So we pretty much sacrificed it for free. So we can trade this off. Teferi's Time Twist back our Vizier. I at some point want to take a turn off to play the Tammy's Epiphany, but I can't afford to right now. So we're just going to find a land. Bolas' Citadel is good, but we're not going to need it this game. Just a bit slow. So let's draw him like this. Okay, and next turn we'll wipe his board. Okay, this is good. Finale of Eternity is just not a fair card. 1, 2, 3. So we killed all of his relevant guys. No attacks. Wall of Runes has been doing decent work. Not gonna lie, maybe I should have kept the Bolas' Citadel. That being on the bottom is kind of annoying, but you know. If you want to trade his Grand Wrangler, I'm fine with that. So now we have a 2/2 Death Touch Hexproof Menace. Definitely going to save our flyer. We are going to... Oh, and my opponent scoops it up. Whew. That worked out. So in that game, we cut a Flux Channeler, but I think in the main, we'll keep the extra Flux Channeler, just so that we can proliferate onto those armies, make the armies as big as they can be. Strong like bull. Playing against Han 0020. Even though our deck is kind of slow, we also have a decent like weak curve. We have a couple 2-drops, so I think we definitely do want to be on the play with this deck. So yeah. This is a solid enough hand, we'll keep it. Got good odds to hit our third land. And start making relevant plays. Ah, Fibblethp. I was meaning to call you. You looked a little lost. Let the beatdowns commence. Unfortunately, I can't Teferi's Time Twist Fibblethp, because that's not the way of the Fibblethp. we're going to get to proliferate onto our mass token, which is kind of cool. Okie doke. Everything is going as I foresaw. Okay, Vizier the Scorpion's a little bit annoying. That's definitely a good one. Booyah. We want to kill this snare spinner. We're also fine trading these off. I should have attacked with Fibblethpa. There was no reason not to. The reason I didn't play my land until after combat was because I wanted to kill the snare spinner, but my opponent didn't fall for it. Okay. Yeah, we're just gonna kill his 3/2. It's just 2 mana efficient. Okay, there's a land, perfect. And the Vizier. Okay, things are going well. He has 5 cards, we have 3. But my Teferi's Time Twist might get some value if he tries to do something to one of my creatures. Except Fibblethpa. I have a Death Toucher, and then I can get back another Death Toucher by flickering with this. Sure. Bring on the crunch. What does well against Death Touch? Ugin's Conjurant does. So we know my opponent has all spells. We're going to wait on the Ugin's Conjurant. We want to hold up the Time Twist, I think. And we have a Spark Harvest to kill whatever we need to kill. Sure. That's an interesting choice. Ooh, Flux Channeler. That's going to do good work. Now that is something I can get behind. Ah, yes. So now we can Teferi's Time Twist onto our Aven Eternal. And then we can buy back our Proliferate spell with our Contentious Plan. Or just buy back our Time Twist. Sure. I may or may not have messed that up and done it at the wrong time. Ugin's Conjurant hits the field, no attacks. Yay, it comes back. I messed that up in a major way. Forgive me. Yeah, that was not great. I should have had that come back, and then I could have potentially cast Epiphany. But I think getting the Ugin's Conjurant out is fine. Sure. Okay, so I think we're going to kill this thing. Because then we can start hitting it with a 4/4. Next turn we can Epiphany and hit him with a 5/5. We're pretty fine trading like this for one of his creatures, because it's just going to keep getting back and grow back to a size where it can trade. Okay, let's do this first. This is an impressive board state, I agree. He has a spell in hand, so let's take it away from him. At least I think it's a spell. Regardless, it's going to put some counters on things. Oh, yes, that's good. Still just going to attack with this 1 Aven Eternal. Don't want to attack with the Conjuring because it's such a good blocker. Don't want to attack with this because it'll just trade for his Death Touch guy. Getting a counter onto this is so important. Teferi's Time Twist actually is really good in this deck because we have the double Flux Channeler. Our guys are going to get huge next turn. Or 2 turns from now when we have double Flux Channeler in play. Because we're going to go Flux Channeler now. Band together to kill this. It won't work. Let's play the land. When you have a bunch of expensive cards in your deck and this guy's going to get back Tamiyo's, it's going to be good to use this mana. Boom! And our opponent concedes. So he's just a green-black mid-range deck. So definitely don't want the Wall of Runes. I could see Davriel's Shadow Fugue being okay. We could cut up Vampire Opportunist, I think. That would bring us down to 1, 2, 3, 4 2-drops, 5 2-drops kind of. Let's cut a Vampire Opportunist for a Shadow Fugue. More of a mid-rangey matchup. Whew. Okie doke. This is a fine enough hand. We'll keep it. On the draw especially. We have Opportunist. Now we have a couple Flux Channelers. Plus the Teferi's Time Twist. I do want to land, though. Not quite a land there. If I don't draw a land next turn, it does get a little bit tricky. Because I want to be able to block these things profitably. Perfect. Let's play our... Let's play Ugin's Conjurant as a 3/3. It just sets up for good things in the future, and it blocks all of his attacks right now. And his deck does seem a little light on removal. Okay, hitting a land is of utmost importance, so we will Fibble Thip. Land me. That is the opposite of a land. But, you know, such is life. Okay, he hit a spell. That's good for him. But I just need more time to get to my Bolas' Citadel at a relatively healthy life total. Ah, Paradise Druid. That's a good one. So if I hit a land next turn, I'll just play Toll of the Invasion, I think. Make sure nothing too dangerous is going on. Okay, Paradise Druid. Maybe he's setting up for a ramp turn to cast a big thing next turn. Which means I want to cast Toll of the Invasion ASAP. Oh yeah, Toll of the Invasion must be cast. We'll double block this. We want to keep our life total high for our Bolas' Citadel. We're trading a 3/3 for a 3/4. He did spend a whole card to put a counter on it. Okay. Boom. That was his last spell. That was key. If we'd whiffed with our Toll the Invasion, that would have been so bad for us. He drew a spell. Just going to make the obvious blocks. Cron Wrangler, sure. We're going to just Scorpion. This is going to set us up well. We're fine trading these. I should have attacked first, but I kind of want him to trade so he can't top deck like a Bloom Hulk. Boom. This is good. We can trade this. We can play our Flux Channeler and then hold up to Fairy's Time Twist next turn. Definitely no attacks. Okay, it's not the land I wanted, but it's still a land. And we can get this second Flux Channeler out. Okay, Bloomhulk is fine. So on his second main phase, I kind of just want to flicker this Vizier. No, we don't need that. Okay, that's a good draw. Oh yes, the Proliferate is on. And he concedes. We didn't even need the Bolas' Citadel. Things are looking good for the good guys here. 2-0 on to the round 3. Immediately paired up against Man Deathmark. Interesting. Play first. Oh, this is such a good hand. Oh, yes. Whew, what a hand. Lazotep Reaver into Gleaming Overseer and then into 2 Spark Harvests. Ugh. So much value. So much win. And our opponent's not affecting the board. We need a 4-drop or a 3-drop. We have a lot of 3-drops, not a ton of 4-drops. But now our Menace guy is going to get in for a lot. Two Spark Harvests. We do need to draw more spells, but it's okay. He's not going to expect this. Sure. This is great for us. Wow, this is just so much value. We know he's keeping that on top anyway. You got 4 power. He's on a 3-turn clock. He has to develop some blockers or something. Oh, that's so good. Oh my goodness. That's a lot of value. Always play the lands when you have things like Tamiyo's in your deck. Jaya is gonna have to die. I wish I had more like non-lands, but I'm only a tiny bit behind my opponent. Okay, so he had. If he draws a land here, I'm only one spell behind. Of course, he's. Why would you ever draw a land, opponent? You with your god tier deck. Oh, he whiffed and he drew a land. Oh, never mind. Oh, this is great. I drew a land too, though, which is not as good. Wow, that was a nice little clean answer there. Oh, totally lost. It's kind of brutal here. Oh, man. The flood is real. We know there's a spell, or at least I assume it's a spell. I hate you, Narset. You know what would be good? Bolas' Citadel would be good. I'll take it. Oh, please, please kill off your Narset. I beg of you. Who the heck keeps around their Narset? What kind of madness is this? It's actually kind of a legit threat. Yes! Oh, sweet, sweet happy day. Happy day. Oh, dang. That's not as good. Use this now so we can gain that sweet, sweet life. Thank you so much, Winterborn, for the follow. I really appreciate it. Don't want that. Don't want that. Vizier is fine. Flux Chandler is probably not what I need here. Let's do it like this. Ooh, that's a good one. Okay. I will say this. My opponent is pretty good at drawing the cards he needs when he needs them. If he'd hit a land there, I would have been in great shape. He's totally losting my token. Bold strategy, Cotton. I think this is the best plan for me to win. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Actually, this is horrible. Oh, no, never mind. So I'm taking 1, 2, 3. Yes, he whiffed. Okay. I have this Bolas' Citadel. All he has is this thing in play. I think I should win this game. What say you, chat? Oh man, I would go to 1 if I cast this Fibblethip, but it's drawing 2 cards. He could have Chandra's Bolt. Not worth it. Boom. But we do get to amass. Okay, he's at 1. I'm glad we didn't Fibblethip. Losing to a Chandra's, whatever the heck, would have been just a catastrophe. Boom! We got the W. We beat all of the Planeswalkers. Sky Theater Strix is interesting here. But ultimately, I don't think it's what we want. Let's run it back. I think we had a little bit of mana problems. No, we didn't. We drew too many lands. We flooded a little bit that game, but eventually we were able to overcome. Ooh, that was a good game. That Narset almost got us. We'll keep this hand. On the draw with a Fibblethip on turn 2. Doesn't get much better than that. Fibblethip the Lost! Oh, we could have cast him from our deck for all of the value. But we elected to play it smart instead. You have a 2-drop. I have a 2-drop. My 2-drop gets even more value. We're going to play this one first. Not only does it block the Burning Prophet pretty well, but it means that our token can't just get hit with a Chandra's Outrage as easily. Also, thanks Winterborn for the follow. I don't think I said that. But yeah, I appreciate the support. Kazmina. Kazmina! Whoa, discarding a Tybalt's Rager. That's interesting. This is actually really good for us. We're just going to hit the Kazmina with our Menace Death Touch thing. Wow, that is great value for us. You must really need lands. That was a good amount of value. Because we still have these 2 guys sitting in play, giving our next one all these abilities as well. Okay. Fibblethip goes back into the deck. Get wrecked. Fibblethip dodged it. He is safe from the Chandra's Pyrohelix. Whew, nice. We do want to kill this Casmina before he can contentious plan. Nice. Okay. Wow, discarding Callous Dismissal. He probably has the Cyclops, to be quite honest. Let's just empty our hand a little bit. Whoa. Whoa, triple Spark Harvest. Well, what did he kill? Oh, he killed Flux Channeler. I kind of just want to kill this Sky Theater Strix because it's going to be hard to deal with. And we don't want to just keep wasting our turns. So let's just do that. Jeez. Probably going to kill Spellkeeper. Thank you, Winterborn. I really appreciate it. Well, that's a good draw. Yeah, Chandra's going to hit to get the axe. I have a feeling that he has at least one spell in hand. So we're going to probably get something with the Toll of the Invasion. At least I hope we do. Or maybe he'll reveal a spell with this. Oh, perfect. Oh, dang it. He doesn't have any good targets for it. He'll have to spew it off. Even if that's his only spell, him using it on a Lazotep Reaver is a victory for us. Oh, yeah, Flux Channeler's gotta go. Though we can kill Flux Channeler. No. Ooh, Lazotep Plating's annoying too. We gotta get rid of Lazotep Plating. We'll trade this for his 4-2. Or I guess a 2-2. Not as good, but still fine. So we'll cast Finale of Eternity. Rats. Tybalt was like the worst possible card to see there. Ugh. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Yes. Die, Narset. Lazotep Reaver down! And then we're going to buy back our Finale of Eternity. Next turn. No, contentious plan, you beast. You foul creature. Perfect. Let's play this guy, bait out this Jaya's Greeting. I think our Vampire Opportunist is going to be more valuable because we are due to hit some lands soon. Yeah, to the bottom. We're just going to use this right away to get our Finale of Eternity. So he can get back Lazotep Plating or something like that. Thank you so much, The Critical Critter, for the follow. I appreciate it. So if we draw land, we can kill his 2 guys. It's not the greatest value. We just don't want him to get back Lazotep Plating, is pretty much it. Thank you, Critical Critter. I appreciate your support. So now he knows we have Finale of Eternity, but we're just going to start using this every turn. Oh no. Well, that's not good. I'm a little bit worried about this Devil, because it does 4 damage, so it can like trade with the Gleaming Overseer. That being said, it's pretty annoying against my deck in general. And the longer I wait, the better my the closer I get to drawing my really good well, that's a little bit annoying, my Bolas' Citadel, which will probably just win me the game if I draw it. So if I get to, this does 2 damage to any target. If I get to a low enough life total, it might just be correct to use Finale of Eternity on the Strix, but as long as I keep this around, he can't play any other creatures, so. Okay, it's a battle of land draws here. And I have to hope he doesn't have any burn spells. But luckily, if he does go for a Jaya's thing onto like my Vizier or the Scorpion or something, I can get some good value. Yikes. Unfortunately, we did draw 4 lands in a row at the worst possible time. But, you know, we still could technically win. I don't think we will because he wouldn't have minused if he had a way to kill us. Didn't have a way to kill us. Yep, and that's game. Wow, that was a really brutal ending to a game that we should have won 100%. We just drew all land there for a long time. Well, such is life. That was brutal, though. Jeez. I am disappointed to lose that game, to say the least. He has a good deck, but we could have totally, easily won that game. Oh my god! You're right, Bolo Chung! Oh my gosh, I could have just cast it and got back all of my creatures. I think I potentially drew the 12th land the turn right after it would have mattered. But, oh my gosh, you're right. Wow, I totally could have done that. You're right. Now I want to double check. Could someone check, like, in the video log? Oh my gosh. You're so right, Bolo Chung. That's, like, not even text that I count as part of that card, essentially. Jeez. Wow. Mistakes were made. I could have got back all of my creatures. Yikes. Okay. All I want is a swamp. 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 Because swamps are fun. Fibblethip, give me swamp. Wow. And this is the beginning of the end for the good guys. Wow, that's so mean. Oh my gosh, this opponent is crafty. He knows I'm mana screwed and he's using it to his advantage. What a monster. Oh my gosh. What is the best color combos? I've been liking blue-black. I also really want to know if I could have... Oh my gosh, we're just getting owned. Swamp me. There we go. We will get rid of Fibblethip. Oh, man. Jeez, this is a catastrophe. Swamp me. Yes! Oh, the saintly swamp. Boom. Please no Lazotep plating. I beg of you. Thank you. Oh, yes. We're back in it, baby. We are back in the mix. So we can bait out this Jaya's Greeting, but we're not going to do that. We're just going to keep our Spellkeeper Weird safe so we can just buy back our Finale of Eternity. No need to do anything hasty. Kasmina, okay, of course. Kasmina is very good. No blocks. Okay, this is the turn for us. As they say, it's a pirate's life for me. So we're going to play this guy first. Then our land. Then we're going to get the Jaya's Greeting out of his hand, probably. That's his only spell. Why is he scrying to the top? So we essentially made him discard it. Because he wasn't getting any value out of that one. Let's get back that Finale of Eternity. So kill that guy, and a 2/2. No attacks. Him attacking me with those is really good for me. He's trying to bait me into blocking. Of course, he drew Chandra's Pyrohelix. Wow. That was actually super well played by him. Kill the best 3. You know it. He's just going face, I can tell. Wait, why is he... Is it Jaya? Yeah, there's Jaya. He should have played Jaya first. Yes! Vampire Opportunist, you come in clutch. Oh my gosh. Oh man, please just whiff, opponent. Yes! Definitely just can play this creature out. Oh, shoot! No! You've got to be kidding me! 1 turn! That's all I needed! 1! No! What? What? No! Ah! Ah, that's so sad! You have got to be kidding me! That was the biggest turnaround! You have got to be kidding me. Oh my god. Literally one turn. He drew his literal best card into his literal second best card. Wow. That was such a brutal way to lose. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I can't believe that that is how that went down. Now I need to know. I want to know if I could have played Finale of Eternity for 10 in that one game. I think I had 11 lands, but I think I drew the 12th land the turn after it mattered, but I'm not sure. Wow. You know, I would have won that game if I'd drawn a swamp before turn 7. True story. His deck was better? What are you saying, D Stern? I should have won game 2 and game 3. It wouldn't have mattered, Bolo Chung. Thank you, my man. That was a good observation, though. I should have noticed it. His deck was better. What are you even saying, Dustin Stern? What are you even saying? I cast Finality twice and still lost? Yeah, but I have other good cards in my deck. And also, I did not draw very many spells that game, so I was kind of working with, like, a disadvantage, shall we say. I mean, did you see the creatures I was killing? I was killing Kasmina tokens, dude. Oh my gosh. Did you not see the final turn of that game? Oh my gosh. Maybe I should have kept a swamp there. Potentially mistake. Yeah, I just realized that I should have kept the swamp. Whoops. This is my invitation to not draw a swamp the rest of the game. Yikes. Swamp me, deck. I think Narset's a little less good, but she's still annoying. Oh, yes. Dovin's veto, please no. Please no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, thank gosh. Please resolve. Yes! Let the casting commence. Sure. Oh, yes. Oh, this is what I dream of. Oh my gosh, what is his hand? He's got 3 Teferi's Time Twists. Let's just take the makeshift battalion. Yeah, that's a funny one. Definitely not going to go for a Spark Harvest anytime soon. Twist and shout. Oh, man, that's what I did when my opponent top decked his contentious plan. I'm at 5. I am now at 3. But I'm going to start using the Opportunist. How much do I bench? I don't usually use the bench mobile home. because I don't want to hurt myself lifting by myself. But that being said, I bench more than you. No. Oh, man. We're just going to block with a Fibblethip and, yeah, he's just going to single Teferi's Time Twister or whatever. Sure. Nice. Not gonna lie, Bolas' Citadel has been impressive this game. Quite impressive. Whoo, baby! We did draw 2 cards off of Fibblethip. We did indeed. Oh no, we're not casting that to lose the game. Man, wham, kabam, kabam, kabowie. Okay. Let's just run it back. Actually, Wall of Runes seems great against him. He's got all the pouncing lynxes. Let's bring in one of those for a Flux Channeler and a... Yeah. Our deck is pretty great. I agree. Let's only bring in 1 Wall of Runes. Our deck is definitely great. It could have been undefeated in a parallel universe where my opponent didn't always out top deck me. Feels bad, man. Oh yeah, we'll keep this one. Oh, Finale of Eternity. Kill all of his pouncing lynxes. Unless, of course, he Teferis them all. Which would actually be kind of hilarious. We're going to do this just so we can find a blocker. Oh, we have the combo assembled. Double Finale of Eternity with a 0% win rate. You know how it is. Oh, my opponent has another color in their deck. I didn't even notice that last game. I want these because it's more power for attacking. And I'm not going to use this until after the Eternity anyway. And they're discarding to hand size. Our record right now is soon to be 3-1. Currently 2-1. Got wrecked by that guy with his shenanigans. You know how it is. We'll let him trade it off. Oh, what do you want to target, my good friend, with thy prison realm? Here's a card you might be familiar with. I'm sure you've seen it before. the old Teferi's Time Twist. You predict 4 and 2. Well, this is a pretty much guaranteed win, but it's nice to have a prediction of not going all that way. That hurts my feelings, but you know, feelings are, I guess, not everything. Guess. I think we're going to go the distance every time. Oh, nice. He doesn't have the blue up. Boom. Victory. Bum ba bum 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 bum. Well, that was a nice relaxing victory. 4 and 2 is solid, as is 3 and 2. 2 and 2 is D's. I just like going all the way. Oh, this is a good hand. Oh, yes. The army token shall be spawned. I don't know why I draw so many more islands than swamps. I have slightly more swamps. Well, then. Do we Fibblethip or Lazotep? I think Lazotep. Just more pressure early. We already have a good turn 3 lined up. Ooh, red-black. I like it. And also then he can't attack with Dreadmalkin. Well, that's a good draw. Let's toll the invasion then. Well, this card's disgustingly powerful. Let's take this Archon. Other than that, they have a Sarkhan's Catharsis, which doesn't affect me at all because I don't run Planeswalkers. Yeah! But Honor the Godfarer is like fine, but another Dreadmalkin. You don't need Sarkhan, opponent. I believe in you. Let's just go Fibblethip. Land me. He has 3, 4, 9, so I'm still safe. Okay, now a little bit less. But this is 5 to the face. I got to keep that in mind. I'm at 11, essentially. Sure. Oh, perfect timing. Just in time, Swampy. If he blocks here, he loses the game, I think. Like, I'm fine with this. It puts him to 1. Yeah, he has to jump. Yeah, this game would have been very different if he had Sarkhan. Oh my gosh, Banehound! What is this madness? Hitting me in the face. If he had the 6 mana deal 2, terrifying, and steal one of my creatures, then just this guy would have lost me the game, I think. Well, now that we know he's a Sarkhan's Catharsis deck, That changes everything. Not really. He's just a Sarkhan tribal deck. He went all in on the Sarkhan themes. Definitely don't want Banehound still. Sky Theater Strix has potential, though. Definitely going to bring that one in, because it can block Banehound and the other 1/1. We'll cut a Flux Channeler. That's our slow card. That was a good draw from us, though, to be fair. I'll keep this one. We just have to figure out when we want to play this Ugin's Conjurant. Probably as a 2/2. Yeah, we'll play it as a 2/2 because now that we have a 3-drop lined up. Change of plans. Fibblethip, get in there, my man. Now we have a 3-drop and a 4-drop lined up. Don't go crazy with the Citadel card. Oh, you know I won't. He has 2 Sarkhan's things in his deck. That's not going to go well for me if I do. I have a couple pieces of life gain in this deck, which could be coming really clutch. Like, if I draw my Sorinsters, this sounds kind of like just GG. Also, this thing is just going to kill 3 of its creatures on turn 5. I'm going to go turn 4, this guy, turn 5, this. No blocks. There's a piece of life gain. Rats. I need a card that kills creatures. That's going to be a turn late. No! I'm taking so much damage here. I'm probably going to chump this Archon. Just so I don't die to double Sarkhan's Catharsis. Top. Oh, you have got to be kidding me. Come now. Charge! Please don't have a second Sarkhan's Catharsis. You've got to be kidding me. I need 1 land to get out of range. No! What is this? This is madness. Oh my gosh. Really? Really? Wow. Ouch. Yeah, I'm going to run it back. I'm on the play now. Wow. He topped. How many Catharsis can you possibly run? Maybe he just runs like 6 of them. And that's his plan. He just draws multiples and wins. Wow, we have all of our best cards, and we have the mulligan. Sad day. We'll keep this one, though. Sketchy as it is. Guess we won't even get to 4-2, potentially. No, Philip. We want land. And you are not a land. No. Well, that's a good card, but it's not a land, so we're going to lose. Shoot! Ah! Yes! I never doubted it for a second that we draw the land. Land me. Oh, man. Always sucks to lose games like this. Jeez. Actually. Watch him just play Sarkhan on curve. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, but if we'd hit a land, we could have just Toll of the Invasion to him. Rats. Hi, Sarkhan. No, Sarkhan, we're still alive. Dreadhorde Butcher, of course. Ooh, we're tolling him. There goes the Sarkhans. Oh, gosh. Yep. This is going to get a 2-for-1 anyway, so we're just going to kill this with our Sorin's Thirst now. Okay. No! You have got to be kidding me! Come on. Could I just catch a break? Why? Why me? And now I take 8, go to 3, lose the game. Wow. There is no justice. Catharsis. Jesus, this guy. Oh my gosh, why did he have to draw Sarkhan? Wow. I feel like our deck underperformed to a high degree. Oh man, that guy had so many Sarkhan's Catharsis. And we had a ton of life gain too, or a decent amount. Man. If he hadn't drawn the Sarkhan's Catharsis that turn in game 2, we had him. Well, those are some disappointing losses, I must say. But if you made it all the way to the end of the video, say hashtag #TopDeckWar in the comment section of the YouTube video to let me know you made it all the way to the end, because we did lose multiple Top Deck Wars. I think we probably won 1 or 2, but I feel like we lost like 4 in a row to lose all of our matches. But that is going to do it for this draft video. Remember that if you enjoyed it, be sure to hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment in the comment section down below. I truly appreciate all of the support, and let's see what we got in our packs. Ooh, that's a good one. Roll reversal. Nice, nice. Ooh, that guy. Cyclops Electromancer got me last time. Ooh, Roalesk. That's a cool mythic. I like it. A couple more packs. Ugin, my man. I like Ugin. He doesn't always show up, but, you know, sometimes he does, and it's cool when he does. Ral. I like Ral. He's a cool rare. He has some infinite combo potential. And final one, Command the Dreadhorde. Nice. Anyway, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you next time.